All right, welcome in the ring, folks. Welcome, welcome. Wherever you're joining us from tonight, we're happy that you guys could be here with us. Pull it back a little bit. How are you folks doing? It's Monday, the 29th day of September. Already the month is gone, folks. How you all doing? Good to have all of you on the live. Grateful to have all of you on the live. But you all know the roadways are dangerous. The waterways are dangerous. Violence against women and girls and even boys now on the rise. It's dangerous out there. We're happy that we still have you guys with us tonight. Wherever you're joining us from, welcome in the ring. Lynette, Rihanna, Ashmini, Anne-Marie, Colleen, Verlaine. Good to have all of you on the live tonight. Good to have, I see Marlon Thomas is here. Linton, Ben is here. Mark, I know some people are celebrating birthdays. We got some birthdays coming up, including that of Sharon Mercurius. Good evening to you. Sharon's birthday tomorrow. You please remember her in your prayers as she reaches another milestone. We wish Sharon Mercurius all the very, 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 very best. So we can do it all over again tomorrow. We're going to have all of you on the broadcast tonight, folks like Maxine Still and Brian, and I see Debbie is here. Maureen is here as well. I'm going to have you, Maureen and Odwin and Brian, Mark, Mandy, Joseph, Natasha. Good to have each and every one of you. Do let us know if you're hearing us loud and clear. Brian Lewis, Brenda Bailey, Diane Gribzadi is here too. Folks, a very good evening to all of you. Wherever you're all joining us from, one more of my tie to be shown on my collar, my jacket. Happy to have all of you here, sir, with us. Folks, we begin with the opener. It's Monday. Remember that it's Monday. You're in the ring. Just in case you're wondering, I don't know exactly where you are. You might be a little disoriented. You're in the ring. You're in the right place. You have stumbled in on the right place, folks. How y'all doing, man? How y'all doing? Welcome in the ring. Welcome. Making a lot of noise tonight. Welcome. Take with time and purify before the opener. Hold on. Before the opener. How y'all doing? Just for those of you who missed it this morning, just for your pleasure, those of you who missed it this morning, we're starting light. Because them boys, dep on it, you know. That's why I want some of y'all know. The dep on it. In case you missed it this morning, we woke up this morning to saw Crowell Street, an Avenue of the Republic. They dug up the whole road, run some pipes, because that's how we do it in this country. We rehabilitate the road, then we come and dig it up for good measure. Even tomorrow you'll hear me talk some more about this. They dug it up, folks. You know what this reminded me of? When I saw this picture. I told you got some people in this country. They're different. They're special. That's all we'll see. I'll give you an example. An example of how they operate. Right? They're similar to these people who wait till the people cap the road, recap the road, rehabilitate the road, and then they go dig up the road. I'll give you an example of this kind of people. An example of them. There they sit. You know, like how when you pick a mango, most people get along, stick with a hook. How was I talking? Like I know what I'm talking about. You gotta stick with a hook. Or if the stick ain't got a hook, you might just lash the mango with the stick. Some people go up in the tree, risk life and limb, go up in the tree and pick. Now this set that I'm talking to you about is the set that wait till you cap this road, rehabilitate the road, fix the road to millions, if not billions of dollars. And then you know what this set is do? Dig the whole thing up. They fit into this fourth set of people and the mango tree. Here this fourth set of people zoom. Here this fourth set of people is do. How this acquire the mango? This come to that tree. You see? Go up in that tree. I tell you what happened, the set of people who doing this pipe in here. Come to that tree, to go up in that tree. Feel the mango if it's ripe. Feel if it's ripe. Then just come down and pelt it. They come down and pelt it. That's set of people who run in the pipes on the street. They come, watch the mango, go up in the tree, feel if it's ripe. They come down and they pelt it. They set the people fixing the pipe here on Crowell Street. I'm telling you, I deserve them ever spit it. I deserve them ever spit it. 5 more years from them. Favor grace? Is that what you're saying? 5 more years from them. They come, watch the mango, go up in the tree, feel if it's ripe. Hold it and feel if it's ripe. They come down and pelt it. Same set of people here. Jeremy Marks. Yo, serious business. Y'all not gonna be laughing tonight, god damn it. Serious business. They come down and pelt the mango. Same set here. The people rehabilitate the road. Recap the road. You know everything now is we got millions, it's billions, everything is billions. Everything is billions now in this country. Billions spent. And then these fools, these folks, come and break up the whole thing. You're gonna planning in this country. Tomorrow you'll see me talk about agencies and talking to each other. This is not a 5:30. Oh, we gotta enjoy air fun. Another 5:30. Don't do it to us. Don't do it to us. Let it be proper planning. I'm fed up. I'm fed up. You're lucky my visa expire. You're lucky my visa expire and I get it fixed. They go up in that tree. They feel that. They feel the mango come down. They come down. You think it's Malinga bowling? How they pelting? Pelt that mango. Same set of folks. Same set of people. Good folks. Well, I saw Prayer Malik Chan in the meeting today. And I'll tell you this. I saw Prayer Malik Chan putting on a brave face over the past few days, you see. But I know it wasn't going to be for long. I know it was not going to be for long. Right? It was not going to be for long. I don't know how many of you know Kenny Rogers and his music. I don't know. Some of y'all too young, man. Don't even bother with it. Don't even bother. Don't even bother with it. You're much too young. You see? I don't know how many of you know that music. But in one of the lines of the song, it says, the truth was bound to show before too long. Cannot run the long arm of the law. It was bound to show. This meeting, I was saying all that to stall and say that the Ministry of Local Government and Regional Development, along with technical government staff, they met with Irfan Ali today. They were advancing Guyana's National Solid Waste Management and Beautification Program. They were meeting on issues concerning that. You know, they just wake up with something in their head and then just try to put meat on the bones. They don't meet first, right? Get a framework. Get some substance. And then come and say, this is what we got. No. No, they just got a name. And now they're fleshing it out. Advancing it. But Priya couldn't hide the stress today. That's what I want to tell you all. She could not hide the stress. It was so visible. I felt so. It has begun to take its toll. You know what it is when people hurt you? You know what it is. I tell you a story. You're coming right now. I got a story for every day. of the year. My lived experience, I tell you, you know. My lived experience. We had a friend. Close family friend. You can understand when I come to where I'm coming. Right? Coming at us every now and again. My mother saw this lady throwing off weight. We don't say lose weight here. In the vernacular, we say you're throwing off. How many of you understand what I'm talking about? You're throwing off. Somebody say throw it off. You know the whole story. Throw it off. Some people could be burly, well covered. And then suddenly, Saddam Hussein all over again. So I might decide now, all right, this thing looking bad now. This thing looking bad. I'm going to ask my friend because I got a back shop. But whatever it is, I got a back shop. So my mother not preparing herself to hear some great ailment. She says either the truck, it's either cancer, it's something detrimental. She bracing herself, brace it over. Today is the day I'm gonna. She says, Sharon girl, what happening? I notice you're losing this. You're looking thin. You know we say it in the vernacular. Then Sharon told her what is this great ailment she's facing. Mandy? What do you think it was? Linda? Joy? Mandy? Ahmad? What do you think it was? Huh? My mother's friend told her. She said, girl, mom problems. Yeah. Mom problems. Mom problems 10 you down, you know. Woman problems too. You always have less size. Woman problems too. Belly going. Mom problems 10 you down. What's then the chuck? You always the chuck you don't know. Mom problems 10. Pray mom problems. Man him earphone. Pray mom problems. You know? It's a stress. You don't know what it is. You're the campaigning. Bigging up yourself. Oh God, I somebody. We well, got to be 5 more years for them. You know 5 more years demotion. Be careful what you wish for. Sometimes the obvious backfire. Sometimes the obvious backfire. And people don't even understand why. They don't even understand why. You know? I should give you at least a drum roll. This stress. It has begun to show on this stress. Right? I feel sorry for Priya. When I saw this photograph, I said, ow, 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 ow. I feel it in my belly. You remember Adriana Young father said he knew she was in that pool? In the hotel rather? She wasn't in the pool. He said, no. She was in that hotel. Adriana Young's dad, y'all remember that? It was so long ago. He said, I feel it in my belly. That's what he said. I feel it in my belly. That's how I feel it for prayer. I feel it in my belly. And is there everyone watching, you know? Is there everyone prayer watching? Right? I was like, I could hear prayer thinking, look what you do to me, boy. Look how you bring me down, Irfan. Look how you bring me down. Just because I had flying a little too high. Just because I want to be president, you can clip me wings and go Guadeloupe for you. You see the look? That look there. Hell has no fury. You know the whole thing top to bottom. Everyone get it right. You can see he turning down. He didn't even know why he turning down. Hell hath no fury. No fury. He can turn down more than she. He didn't even, his that's a Guadeloupe look. You know, sir, now look, don't be that intense. Look what you do to me, boy. That's a prayer saying, look, you see when your spirit clean, like my spirit clean, you pick up things. I feel it in my belly. Look what you do to me, boy. You ever better watch yourself in them streets, prayer? I look like that, you better watch yourself in them streets here, fun. You better watch yourself in them streets. Prince said, look what you do to me, boy. Look what you do to me. Karen Mohammed. Alson Cortez said, I think she's very uncomfortable in that new position. You got to be. You know, one day use a high flyer, next thing you know, you use a low flyer. Where's that? People use the boss wrong, now boss you around. Man, pitch out the ministry. Pitch you so far, he's sending the ministry where ministers go to die. Right? How much respect they got for you? They give you a wingman like Pauline Sukai. You know you don't go in no place. When them people say Pauline, they're by you. Pauline is your wingman. You know in the streets what that mean? You out of pasture. You out of pasture. Anand Prasad was in the ministry. We're Anand there now. Anand one step closer to the door. Yeah, I'm not talking the truth, man. You know the truth. One step to the door. Damn lal. Where is he now? I see here some of y'all asking, who is a Darm Lal? Who is a Darm Lal? Y'all don't even know. Y'all don't forget he already. Right? Don't forget him already. Y'all making the point for me. Y'all are making the point for me. Making the point for me. You know? I'm looking forward to seeing some people in the National Assembly. Y'all, I'm not a minister yet, so I'm not too concerned where I sit, up, down, front, to the side. It's not a big wig, a big fish, a big kahuna. Prayer. Different. I want to look some of them in the face. Say, I see you. Look at you. Ow, ow, ow! Look what you do to prayer. Look at that. And then how you me tell up there? And then you was not a deputy minister. You are wrapped in state power. How you slide back so far, Anan? You're laughing no more. You know who I would be looking for, but who isn't there? You know who I will be looking for, but who will not be there? Let me see if you are spread clean here, picking up things. If you're feeling this in your belly, you know who I will be looking for and who will not be there. Y'all help me. I'm waiting for some of y'all. Pick up the pace a little bit. We got to show it on here. We got a far way to go. You know what I'm going to be looking for? Lynette Zephyr. Lynette said, I'm too much. You know? My wife keeps saying the same thing every day. I don't know what she means. Here I was hurting back pain. You're too much. Still trying to decipher that. Destra Arthur, Michael Reed, Melinda McKenzie. Yeah. Some of y'all know y'all able. Some of y'all know y'all able. Right? Who me says, Lyndon, if you love me. You know I'm going to be missing from her National Assembly. Yeah. Somebody said, Pogera. Why y'all want to be problems? I saw my brother, the Public Accounts Committee meeting the other morning. We greeted each other very warmly. Why y'all want to be problems? Putting Pogera, Lyndon, if you love me, all of these things here. You know what I'm looking for in there? Huh? Who else, man? Who else? Mr. White Mouth. Me, what story? Papa Jagaba. Just before y'all put me in trouble, some of y'all put the AFC now kind of way. Don't do it. I'm going to fight y'all now. Don't do it. Don't do it. Stop it. Right now. Some of y'all put the AFC. I was talking about Joe Hamilton. Y'all put me problems here. Joe Hamilton. Joe Hamilton used to laugh the biggest. He used to look over at us. My God. Consign you all to the opposition. We're going to be right over here. But he didn't say we. He said I. He was he was prophetic. Got to be specific. Right over here. I'm looking for Joe Hamilton. I was laughing, making a mockery of the house. I can be looking for Joe, and I'm going to fight him for Joe. Joe! Here we go. Mike, you should do the work. You should do your work. You should do it. You know, when I was a student, we had an Indian national. You should teach us English language, English literature. If you could understand the dialect, if you could understand the accent. Miss Philip Neary. And she used to warn the others. She said, see this Duncan here? He's played plenty. He can left somebody right in his class. The lady pick up this thing and she pick it up. She sprayed it clean. Some of y'all doing too much wickedness. Y'all sprayed it can't clean. Miss Philip Neary was like me. She was a clean-spirited person. She picked that up. She said he can left some of y'all. You see this Duncan here? Y'all watch it? Big hair, bat ears, tall and lanky self. He can left some of y'all in the same class. Y'all follow him. Somebody take it back here. Miss Philip Neary was a prophet. Miss Philip Neary was a prophetess. Pick that up. Some of y'all got to give your life to Christ. You're spirit and clean. Take a spiritual purge. When I was growing up, you had a lady called, what was her name? Used to be in Channel 9. God of mercy, was a dear friend of mine. Mother of a dear friend of mine. She herself. You remember that Channel 9? What was the pastor's name, man? Come on. You can't be old as me. You must remember this. Sister Audrey. Pastor Audrey. Pastor Audrey used to say, you scrub some of you with some spiritual vim, some spiritual hard brush. To clean your spirit. Listen, you gotta be real old for know what vim. You gotta get some spiritual vim. V-I-M, vim. It's like something looking like sun. Scrub your pick it up. You start picking up. You start picking up Channel 28. Your system clean. Right? You're picking up and folks, looking for Joe Hamilton. Philip Neary said he left somebody right in this class. Joe, where you there, Joe? Oh, y'all just give me one night. I can be parliamentary next week. Just give me one night. Lots of y'all know Sister Audrey. Beautiful woman. Her daughter and I went to school together. You know, Sister Audrey carried me through many days. Rooting out, hauling out. When Sister Audrey said, put you on the TV, come on, sir. Help me with the people, Jesus. Help me with them. Help me. Carry me with them. Sister Audrey helped me many days. Yeah. I almost, many times I could have died. Sister Audrey, put you on the TV. I rebuke hunger. I rebuke thirst. I had day. Carry me. Could we close the show now? Somebody take the mic. I beg of you, take the mic. Y'all say give y'all a light Monday night. Bringing y'all in slow. Y'all would have gone to the doctor tomorrow. Pay a set of money for pills and all kinds of foolishness. Look how I'm bringing down your blood pressure. Bringing down back pain going. You see that? I hope my wife is in this room right now. Headache going. Back pain going. Just ridding you all of all the ailments, you know. You don't even send a contribution to this program, folks. Let's move on. I bring you all in light. Y'all can't say bring you all in light. Clean spirit, and a right heart. Can't go wrong in this line. That being said, folks, let's say a prayer for prayer. Malik Chan can't be an easy thing. How you gonna walk with your head up high like a peacock? You Louis Vuitton bag and this and no. Don't get you know where you put aside those things. The heart. Right? So man look at the outward appearance, but God looks at the heart. That being said, folks, I bring you all in light. You see? You don't even pay for that. Can't pay for it neither. Can't pay for it. I bring you all in light. What y'all can tell me? Those are 40. That being said, see this government, we got some governance issues. And we are living in some unprecedented times. It used to be this kind of a vacation attracted, all right, let me put it another way. You have to worry about sanctions and this and that and closing your bank account. When I became a member of parliament, all now, some 5 years ago, you had a problem with me. Right? First thing you have to have bank account for close. Right? And first thing you have to have something to have on the bank account to have the bank account. You had a problem with me. Listen, I'm telling you. Right? I certain when I submitted my integrity commission statement, the folks were surprised. You know, one bank account being a 40. Right? $2,500. Last deduction, minus 500. Nothing to declare. I could tell them that and save the paper. The paper was more valuable than what in the bank account. You had a problem with me, that's what I'm telling you. Right? When Jack did them people in my bank account, it's only left they get vexed and left something. It was so dry. So you had a problem with me. Some people got all kind of thing, Lambo and Flambo and all kind of problems. I sleep comfortable at night. The family's in order. The wife got something tucked away for a rainy day. Right? And you got nothing to worry about. I could serve, I could speak my mind. You see? And you know, before I go on, we got some real silly people. I see some people still bring up Chronicle. IT5 million some Chronicle. You think 5 years, if the PP had found something on me that's negative, they haven't got me up a court step. 2 cases PP brought against me. A man said he feel like calling trench rapo, lash out to court. Traffic offense, lash out to court. Lash out to court. Right? I don't make joke with money. Right? We didn't grow up with much, but we were rich in pride. We were rich in values. Good value system. Don't come around we funny like that. Some people come to this profession here, this vocation, this political color, all kinds of stories we gotta navigate now. Take a look.
Many contradictions have emerged in the wake of the recent elections. Azruddin Mohammed, a man sanctioned by the United States, is now the parliamentary opposition leader. He must now be paid by the government. Against the sanctions, the government must do business with him.
International law means that Mr. Mohammed is under the cloud. But our national law does not prevent him from running for office.
That was Dr. David Hines, co-leader of the Working People's Alliance.
I would like to hear how the court will come down. Basically, you are talking about which law is supreme. Is Guyana's law supreme, or are the international treaties which we sign, are they supreme?
He said that his party doesn't have a clear-cut answer. He said that Mohammed is now a part of the government. The office of the opposition leader is part of the government.
You know, the government has been bluffing on the Mohammed matter. Every now and again, they give the impression that they have this matter under control. And they gave the impression that the man could not run for government. Well, the man has run for government and he's now the opposition leader. And I think the government bluff has been called. And it is now demonstrating that the ultimate solution of this contradiction doesn't lie in their hands. It lies in the hands of the United States of America.
Dr. Hines described recent comments by Vice President Jagdeo as a move to pull APNU into a political conspiracy. Jagdeo said that he's prepared to work with APNU.
Yeah. Interesting. Interesting. He's prepared to what? He's prepared to what? Did I hear that correctly? Say what? Moving on, folks. That being said, number of things are happening. We want to draw your attention to this evening. A number of things, I tell you, that we must draw your attention to. For instance, we're seeing over the Natural Resources Ministry, Vikram Bharat, telling us we got 4 new offshore production sharing agreements, PSAs, to sign. And this was coming out of last year, oil block auctions. And this is slated, these are 4 PSAs that are supposed to be signed, slated for October. It's just a couple days away. So we're watching to that. And then we're following a bribery issue at the Chedijagan International Airport, a bribery scandal at that airport. Yep. And then we're hearing as well, the authorities are going to be ordering some body cameras. You can see that. They said the officials, the security personnel, all the ports of call will have body cameras. You know, so much has been happening in this country where crime is concerned. And I'm yet to see a body camera that was used in the apprehension of a suspect or anything like that. Yet to see that. So much happens on a daily basis. And then we saw the Ghana police force warning about bribes, offering bribes to members of the Ghana police force. And this is part of its corruption, anti-corruption push. Let's see how that goes. Can Satan cast out Satan? And then, good folks, we also have our eyes trained on some geopolitical issues. Venezuela. I heard there was a decree signed and such and so forth. But let's start from the front. Let's start from the top. Right there. You know, we got to take the gloves off with Maduro. We got to take the gloves off. What did the Argyle Agreement do for us? What did we get for that political capital we spent? And the taxpayers' dollar that we spent to fly all those folks out to Argyle and St. Vincent and the Grenadines, commitments made. Maduro has never lived up to any of them. Any. And now we're hearing today that this decree was signed granting sweeping security powers to Maduro in the case of military intervention. I hope in our lifetime, that the Caribbean does not become a zone of war. It does not become a war zone. I hope so. For the sake of our kids, future generations, for the sake of the countries in this theater, I hope it does not. What have we gotten for it? I was so surprised. You all remember when they had that other decree 2 years ago, that referendum over our Essequibo? I saw in my own eyes, picked it up in my spirit, how the people, they were shirking from the responsibility of leading on these issues. And you know, by now, I went down there to Imbatiro, Yarakita, went down there with our brothers and sisters in Region 1, stood with them by the borders. So we can never leave y'all. Never. We standing with you all. I remember leaving in Batiro, leaving a school, just finished talking with some teachers. The young indigenous teacher walked us out to the boat and she held my hand. I don't know her before that day. She said, y'all don't leave us. Don't forget we. Ministers were flying overseas. The regional chairman had gone overseas. They were shaking in their boots. When Rodriguez, Vice President of Venezuela, spoke, trembling, we said, we stand up here with you all. Went down there to Yarakita, another Venezuela border area in Region 1. Teachers said, we done drag we canoe in the bush. We done got we dug out. Not to fight, to hide. And we spent many days there in Region 1, traversing that territory, talking with people, talking with 2 showers, all on YouTube, on our Facebook page. Still, the videos are up there. These folks were scared. We didn't run into PPP people. Not Pauline Sukai. Not even the new minister, Sarah Brown. None of them. And I want to light on them. Irfan came to Mabaruma, spent under 10 minutes by the waterfront, and then he was gone. Next time I saw Irfan, he on some mountain top in Kaikan, the 50 soldiers and the people there on the border exposed. Think that's leadership? You think that's leadership? We went to Imbatir and watched the Venezuelans in their eyes. We the hay. You can get it right, Maduro. You can get it right. When they saw how menacing we were, they stayed at bay. We didn't run no place. We didn't run. Shoot and scoot. You remember shoot and scoot? Well, he's scooting permanently now. Shoot and scoot, shooting permanently now. Thank you guys for your prayers. We felt it. We felt it. And before some folks, police in particular, before they're watching our borders, before they're out here watching our borders, them boys do their own story, you know. Doing their own story. One of them, Corporal Khan, he's caught up in this story with this 15-year-old. The mother said nothing happening. The child said nothing happening. But the pictures tell a different story. Was this role playing? Is it a skit? Is it a play? What is it? What is it? What is it? Interestingly, told you folks this morning that the mother refused to have the child medically examined. Is there nothing? Nothing is happening untoward here. The folks posting the photographs, they're malicious. But you're examining she. You're not examining her. So while Corporal Khan should be defending, serving and protecting, Sergeant Khan has found himself in some hot waters. But let me give a little update. Don't go away. Let me give you a little update. Because our contacts in Region 1 in Mabaruma, credible sources have told us that some personnel, well, let's just say some personnel, an individual from Georgetown who had jurisdiction to put this child in our care, to take custody of the child by law, this individual, we were told, travel to Mabaruma today. We were the first to pull out this story, by the way. First, travel to Mabaruma this morning. Remember I said the mother, according to reports, it is alleged, the mother said this child ain't getting no medical examination. None to examine here. Fighting for the honor of a daughter. Fighting for her. You're examining nothing here. The woman who had the state authority to put the child into custody, protective custody, went to do so this morning. That's what I'm told. And I am told that the police in Mabaruma did everything they could not to let that child go with that woman. These are the people who go up, feel the mango, come down and pelt it. The people or person they should have been keeping the child from, they had no interest in doing so. But the state official who actually wants to protect the child, as far as we know, and have the authority vested by the state to do so, to take the child into custody. Not in the kind of custody we see in the photographs circulating on social media. We are told the police in Mabaruma did everything in their power not to let that child go with this individual who the state has reposed in them the authority to take children in such situation into protective custody. But I'm told that the individual stood their ground and said, I ain't left him until me and this child on the plane. We got a bad track record of children in this country and how we care for them. My mind goes back right away to the 20th Madia. My mind goes back right away to Adriana Young, who was not in the pool, and the same people trying to have us believe that she was in the pool. She was not in the pool. The father said, I feel it in my belly. She in the hotel. We searched the pool 5 times. God knows what they had planned for this child. God knows. But the person said, I ain't going, I ain't moving until her and I on that plane heading out of here. Who watching the watchmen? Who policing the police? Region 1 getting out of control. Out of control. You understand why things went a certain way in recent days and weeks in Region 1. Understand why that have put out Sukai and put some fresh feet on the field. Because they're listening, you know. They're listening. They're selling people children, they're trafficking people children. They're listening. But you get it right. They're gonna get it right. Region 1 police gone wild. If it's not drugs, cocaine in particular, it's people hurting our kids. People hurting our kids. We were up in Region 1 quite recently. Many members of the public point out, they say, see this man here? He's a CPG. He don't walk no way. He driving the latest cars. Look, you just buy this one here. Because he is doing running to this policeman over here. Yeah. Yeah. It's more the same. You think this fight will look different from the last fight? You think this 5 is going to look different from the last 5? You better think again. You better think again. Think again. It's not going to look no different. Same thing. You ain't going to exchange. Especially some positions. It's the same people. It's the same old wine. They're trying to put in some new wineskin. It will not work. Region 1 police got to get it right. Serve and protect. That is what it's about. Serve and protect. But who got money got bargain? Who got money got bargain? And there's only a few people got it. A little cabal of them got it. The rest of us cost a living lashing we. Government said they want 4 PSA signing. Oil blocks and blocks and blocks. Money gonna flow. But we ain't got no transparency. Who'd flow into? How much flow in? We ain't got full transparency on these PSAs. Who are the beneficial owners? You see? Friends, family, and favorites. Friends, family, and favorites. That's what we got happening here. Take a look. Take a listen to this story.
The government has failed to account to the nation of how it spends the money from the Natural Resource Fund. This is a requirement. The result is that Dr. Terence Campbell, a member of the Natural Resource Fund Committee, promptly moved to the courts to get the government to conform.
The case is slated for decision on October 6th.
How important was it for you to challenge?
I think it's absolutely important, and I want to say clearly, it's a costly exercise that I undertook from personal funds, and that even if and I don't think this, I intend to pursue it until I get a result that I'm happy with.
There are other countries with a Natural Resource Fund. Dr. Campbell says that they behave differently from the Guyana government. He said that the intention of the legislation was for the Guyanese people to be made aware of how the money is spent.
And you will see that Ghana does have an oil fund, and that the monies are placed into their consolidated fund. But notwithstanding the fact that it goes into that consolidated fund, that every year, I can send it from my phone to you, to your phone in a second. Every year, they account for every single cent of oil money that has been spent.
The PPP government has been withdrawing some 95% of monies placed in the fund. The government contends that the money is placed into the consolidated fund. It argues that the Auditor General audits the consolidated fund.
I think that's what the people of Guyana deserve, to know exactly how our oil money is being spent.
Yeah. So you got PFCs being signed. But as Dr. Terence Campbell, the Natural Resource Board, Natural Resource Fund Board, says, we don't know how this money is being spent. And as we were in Region 1 a second or two ago, folks, we also got to overhaul the security apparatus in this country. And that is what we heard Dr. David Hines again was talking about quite recently. You see the nonsense that's happening? Do not let our people believe that is the norm. It is not. Do not let us normalize that kind of behavior. So, she crush hot, she big. She look like she want it. She look like she under duress. The law says it is wrong once you below a certain age. It's wrong. And no amount of how she look and the mother and the father, nothing like that can't make it right. God forbid. Says David Hines, overhaul the whole security apparatus. Whole thing, top to bottom.
Dr. David Hines, co-leader of the Working People's Alliance, says that the issue of drug trafficking is part of the larger national security issue. He noted that while Guyana is becoming a petro state, it must accept all those things that come with being a petro state.
I mean, our people talk about the amount of money that is flowing in Guyana. And we know that when you have that amount of good money flowing, you have an equal amount of bad money that is flowing. And when you take a country like Guyana, which is not able to patrol its borders, which does not have a police force that is equipped to deal with the demands of the flow of narcotics and other illicit drugs, other illicit activities, then we are in a crisis.
He said that the government has built roads, it has pursued infrastructure development, but it hasn't improved its security system.
We are not surprised at the constant and almost weekly drug bust. Our country is a corrupt country. Corruption runs deep in the society. It starts at the top and starts at the bottom. Bribery is part of the everyday life in Guyana. It's part of governance in Guyana. And so it is not surprising that people at the bottom of the illicit ladder, so to speak, are apprehended. But those who control the system of illicit drugs and drug activity are let go.
Recently, there have been drug busts locally and drug interceptions in foreign countries.
We need to call a state of emergency in our security system. And just as we are calling for constitutional reform, we are calling for a complete overhaul of the security system in Guyana. We have done studies after studies, but these have not been implemented. So a complete overhaul of the security system that takes into consideration the big changes that are occurring in Guyana needs to be done. The police force has to move from a force to a security body.
Some of those in the government must undergo the changes that are necessary in the face of the drug trade, according to Dr. David Hines.
Do it for us this evening. Apologies there. That's going to do it for us at this end. That's our time, good folks, and that's our broadcast. Thanks for joining us, Desiree and Tomorrow and Nicole and Marville. Sheila Boy Child, good to see you there as well on the live this evening. Miss Shortess and Charmaine, and I see Marville is there too. Who me? Andrew, good to see all of you on the broadcast. We're going to see you guys on the next one. Take good care again nowadays, and Linton and Lester Savage. Thanks for joining us. That's the time, folks. Stay safe. Have a fantastic rest of the evening.